Bonjour. Yes, you are learning two grammars this week, one in class and now one outside of class. This one is very easy. It's about how to give commands in French. And some of it's going to be partially, will have been already acquired by you. Like you'll be like, oh yeah, I've heard that before. That makes sense. But I'm going to teach you what's called the imperative mood. And that is a special conjugation of any verb that makes a command. That's it. So I'm going to refer to it as command form or the imperative. I probably won't say the imperative mood just because it might, I don't know. Imperative. It's the imperative. So you can make commands by using the imperative. And that's just when you say like eat. That's it. That's called the imperative. You're not saying you eat or you're eating or I'm eating or even the past tense we ate. It's eat. It's a command. So it's called the imperative. You can also use il faut, which we've done already. So that's going to be very familiar to give commands because that means gotta. Remember, you can say, bah, il faut manger, gotta eat. And you can also, the third thing that you can use is on. Cool. And some of you may remember a story I told. If not, feel free to ask about this story and I'll tell you it next week, about a woman who said, on ne fait pas ça en France. In France, we don't do that. And she used on. One doesn't do that in France. You can give commands by saying on, but on mange. If you're talking to a child, listen, we eat. It's something we do. One eats. You're giving a command in that sense. Now, let's first talk about the imperative and how to conjugate a verb in the imperative. You're going to be like, oh, super easy. So let's say that you want to say to multiple people, hey, eat. You're going to say manger. D'accord? Literally, just conjugate the verb in the present. That's it. You just conjugate the verb in the present, and you've been doing that. So, for example, talking to multiple people, it's usually vous mangez, you're eating. You just say manger. D'accord? And so you've probably heard teachers say écoutez, listen, right? They're using the command form. They're conjugating it with an EZ on the end. Whether you realized that or not, that might be new, but yeah, écoutez, asseyez-vous, sit down, or donnez-moi, give me. We can also conjugate it in the new form, and just dropping nous. So nous mangeons, we're eating, but if you say mangeons, that means let's eat. Now in English, we'd throw in the word let's, and that's how we make the command for like multiple people, including yourself, let's eat. In French, you just have to conjugate it in the new form. There's no let's. So I would write that as a little note to yourself. There's no let's in French. Just conjugate it in the new form. So don't be looking for a verb like, oh, how do I say let us? No let us. Okay? Just mangeons. Mangeons, let's eat. You can also ask that as a question, and that's like saying, shall we? And there's no word for shall we either. So you just say mangeons. Let's eat. D'accord? Shall we eat, in other words? Now, that's an example with an ER verb. You'll also want to remember IR verbs and that they have ISSEZ, ISSONS added to them. So that might be a little difficult to remember. But please do review that. Please do make sure for your IR verbs that that's what you're doing and that you review that so you don't get any IR verbs wrong on a quiz. But if I want to say, hey, choose, you take the verb choisir, drop IR, add ISSEZ, but choisissez, choose. Or if I'm being nice, but choisissons, let's choose. Or a little more pressure, choisissons, shall we choose? D'accord? And then RE verbs are pretty easy to conjugate too. Attendez, wait. D'accord? Attendons, let's wait. Attendons, shall we wait? D'accord? Now, here's where let's see. For vous and nous, conjugate the verb in the present, but leave off you're leaving off the nous and the vous. So you're leaving off the subject. Remember that subject is the sentence starter. So no sentence starter necessary. Just manger, mangeons, choisissez, choisissons, attendez, attendons. Now, this is not going to really get harder. IR and RE verbs for toi, we'll say, do the same thing. So if I want to say to one person, hey, choose, choisis, hey, wait, attends, d'accord? Again, really easy. Now notice I just said IR and RE verbs because the only quote unquote difficult thing is ER verbs. D'accord? So with an ER verb, you're going to do the same thing. However, there's an S at the end of the ER conjugation. You're going to drop that S. Just get rid of it. D'accord? So it doesn't change the pronunciation. If I want to say to you, eat, I'm going to say mange. D'accord? But there's no S on it. So when you go to write it in a composition or wherever else, just mange. Same with even go, the verb aller, va, go. Now, one thing that's a little bit of a tough thing to say go on, and I think you've learned this expression before. You say vas-y, that is the imperative. However, they add the S back because of this E here. Don't worry about what the E means. It means like there or to that place. But if you do add E to va, you add the S back. So don't worry too much about that. If you remember vas-y is an expression, it won't be a problem. While doing your grammar work, though, if you have an ER verb, whether it be aller or manger, make sure you drop that S because it will be wrong if you say va with an S or mange with an S. Okay. Now, to negate, again, this is no surprise. You just follow what you usually do. You add ne pas around the verb. So negative adverbs go around the verb. Ne leads the verb phrase. Pas goes after the conjugated verb because it's an adverb. So if I want to say don't throw, ne jetez pas. Ne jetez pas. Ne pas around the verb. Easy. Don't react. Ne réagis pas. Huh? Let's not fight. Ne disputons pas. Et voilà. So easy. Really easy. And you can pick this up and start using commands, no problem. Bossing each other around in French. D'accord? Okay, let's look at some other commands. You can use il faut. D'accord? Remember, it means gotta. Il faut choisir. Really, I said this in the beginning of the lesson. If it's stuck then, great. If not, I'm telling you again. Il faut choisir. You got to choose. D'accord? Or just got to choose. That is a command. D'accord? You can use that as a command. And think about how you can use it in speakings as well. I think actually, I can't remember who, but someone told me about il faut choisir. Quel genre de film préfères-tu? Il faut choisir. And I was like, oh, wow, nice. That was really good. It's got to choose. And that's kind of nice because then they immediately, just like you would in English, say like, I don't want to be the one who choose, you choose, but il faut choisir. Okay, the last one is use on. On is basically the same thing as using the new form. So if you say, on attend, we wait, we're waiting. Literally, it means one waits, but it's like saying people wait. Cool. So again, with that lady who came up and talked to the person near me. Make sure you ask me the story. It's a interesting story about French culture. But she said, "On ne fait pas ça." We don't do that. One doesn't do that, or people don't do that. So interesting. A lot of social pressure using on. D'accord? And you can make it as a question as well. On attend? Shall we wait? Are we waiting? All right. Now you've used direct object pronouns. This is where it's going to get a little bit more difficult. Okay? Because direct object pronouns you learned go in front of the verb in a normal verb phrase. However, when you're using making a command, you're going to attach those direct object pronouns. Attach the direct object pronouns le. Uh-oh, what happened? Le, la. Sorry, it's putting periods in there. Les, nous, or vous to the end of the verb, and you're going to attach it with a hyphen. D'accord? So if you want to say, hey, look at it. Regarde-le. D'accord? Regarde-le. And notice that you're going to pronounce that mute E that you usually don't pronounce with a little, like a little pickup vowel. Regarde-le. Um, Next, if you want to say sing it, now regarde-le, I might be referring to a film, un film. So regarde-le, it's masculine. Let's say I want to say sing it, and I'm referring to la musique or la chanson. Chantons-la. D'accord? That should say let's sing it. But chantons-la. Let's sing it. If I want to say talk to us, in French they just say talk us. So parlez-nous. D'accord? If I want to say, we'll just leave it there at that. Now, me and te, however, do not use me. You're not going to say écoute me. You're going to say instead, let's see, attach moi. And you're used to this because you've heard your teacher say écoutez-moi. And toi is the other form. So if I want to say listen to me, I'll say écoutez-moi. D'accord? Écoutez-moi. And again with a hyphen. Now, I may have told you this, I may not have not, but te, if you, it can also mean you or yourself. So if I want to say stand up, I say lève-toi. Literally, I'm saying lift yourself. Lève-toi. Okay? So pretty easy. Not too bad. All you have to know is that you add a hyphen and then the thing, and that me and te become moi and toi. So that's a little summary there so that you can write down, maybe pause and write down a little extra note that's all you're really remembering. Now, to make a negative command is even easier because basically you're doing everything that you've done before and just not including the subject. So you follow your normal word order of a sentence. So if I say, don't disobey me, notice it's ne me désobéissez pas. D'accord? Now, the reason I say it's easy is because you're used to a sentence like this. Vous ne me désobéissez pas. You don't disobey me. However, for the command form, just get rid of vous. Ne me désobéissez pas. So it's weird to start it with ne maybe, especially when you have ne me at the beginning. Ne me désobéissez. Ne me Oh my goodness. You guys will have to do this as a tongue twister in class. Ne me désobéissez pas. Imagine trying to tell someone not to disobey you, and that's how it comes out again and again. Now, if I'm saying, don't look at us, a normal sentence is going to say, tu ne nous regardes pas. You're not looking at us. But get rid of that tu. Ne nous regarde pas. Don't look at us. Don't wait for it here. Just dropping the vous. Ne l'attendez pas ici. Cool. So pretty easy. All right. For the practice, it says find the right form of the verb in parentheses to express the command. So it has a little translation for you. Les lumières, the lights, turn them on, please. The verb for to turn on is allume. Them is les, so I gave you both things. Oh my goodness, this is so easy. You don't even have to conjugate. All you have to do is choose the right word order. Allume-les. Les lumières, allume-les, s'il te plaît. The lights, light them, please, or turn them on, please. Easy, easy. So actually, you just have to, it said find the right form of the verb. You don't have to. It's found for you. All you have to do is take what's in parentheses and put it in the right word order and make sure you add a hyphen if necessary. Isn't that cool? Hyphens are used in positive commands, but not negative commands. So that's awesome. That's easy. So you can check your answers as soon as you finish in Google Forms. Et voilà. Félicitations. Congratulations. You can now make commands and be bossy in French. Voilà.